As you see the substitution being made by Barcelona, Dragan Siric, Yugoslav, formerly with Partizan, comes on in place of the Nigerian Amanita. Now he's taken up a position on the right flank, and Figo's gone to the left where Amanita was. And here is Siric into the action straight away.
Yeah, I think it's a change in personnel, but I think the tactics will remain the same. Two wide players trying to stretch the game right against the touchline. Figo, to be fair, can play an awful lot on the left-hand side. He was disappointed. Amanita was very disappointing in the first half, but Figo wasn't much better.
But Figo's a good goal scorer. He's always likely to pop one, and he won the Spanish Cup for them in the final last season. Portuguese.
Yeah, and I can remember a game in Dublin a few years ago. He was absolutely phenomenal against the Republic.
Getting it a long way back. And Shea Given gets it away. From that time by Thomason. Gets it back again. Siric. Sergi to Figo. They'll want to get something now fairly quickly in the second half to restore their hopes and their spirit. Luis Enrique hugging this right touchline again. Rivaldo. Oh, that went a long way through, and Shea Given was nicely behind it. Early test for him in the second half.
I mean, Rivaldo's hit this one, and it's fortunate for the goalkeeper. He hasn't taken a touch off anybody. In those sort of situations, you can easily get a slight deflection.
Brassica with the throw. Luis Enrique. Back it goes to Nadal. Salades. Figo. This time it was a crunching challenge by Warren Barton, I think it was. It's a free kick to Benfica. De La Peña. Siric. Been lively early on. Luis Enrique. And as far as David Batty, Beresford. Barnes just knocking it forward. Batty. Now there's some space for Asprilla. A long way to go. And look who's come back to battle with him. Rivaldo. Asprilla taking a bit of a tumble there. De La Peña finding Salades, and then Figo on the far side. De La Peña. Oh, that's a lovely ball, Rivaldo. And terrific tackling there. Good defending by Philip Albert. Exactly the same formula for the second goal. Keith Gillespie. There's the cross. There's Asprilla, and there's the goal.
3-0. Great carbon copy. Look at the defenders ball watching here, Brian. Look at them. They've allowed him. There's one man in the box that's likely to get the header on it, and he's never picked up. This will show a great view. Magnificent play by Gillespie. Go on, knock it out of your feet. He knows he's got the beating of Sergi. Good ball into the danger zone. There's the man in between two defenders. No problem.
What about that for a scoreline? Newcastle 3, all of them to Tino Asprilla. FC Barcelona 0.
I think that highlights the point that Glenn Hoddle was making, you know, about the new coach with his new ideas. He's playing three defenders. Nobody else seems to have a defensive responsibility, and yet the three at the back aren't sorted out at all.
Challenge by Gillespie against Sergi. Lee getting back. Good play with Watson. Good work as Barton brings it forward. They're rampant again, and there's Gillespie wanting it at his feet and getting it at his feet, and Asprilla's waiting in the middle again. Asprilla! Oh my goodness, it needed a great save from Head.
He's loving it. Look at that fly away, sticks it in nice. Asprilla dives at the near post that side, and that's one of his. That's a great header.
Louis van Gaal said before the game, the one man I fear is Asprilla. He was absolutely right. Now there's a whistle gone. Free kick to Newcastle. The crowd are just loving it as we see this Asprilla goal again. What a nick! His 51st game, and now his 18th goal since he was brought here by Kevin Keegan from Parma. And there were some then who said, hey, was it £6 million? That's too much to spend for him. He's a temperamental character and so on. Well, there aren't many of those who'll be saying that tonight. A fantastic performance by Tino Asprilla. And here are Barcelona again. A little flick on by them. Anderson's in there. And Beresford does well. Sergi will take the corner. And Barcelona now desperate for something to get them back in this game. Nadal coming up from the back. Luis Enrique at the near post. Anderson, Rivaldo there too. There's Sergi's corner coming in. And knocked over by Robert Lee. Away the lads. And that was easy.
You know, you're not going to take anything away from Newcastle tonight. It's been magnificent. But I think there's one or two reputations on the other side that have taken a dent tonight. I mean, they have underachieved tonight, haven't they?
So far. Nadal. Siric. Rivaldo. In the end, they conceded a free kick, Newcastle. Rivaldo will take it. De La Peña's also there with him. It's about 28 yards out. Shea Given looking for, once he's lining the wall up, for a good side of the ball. Might this be Rivaldo this time? Or De La Peña? It's Rivaldo. Just over. Not much to spare.
You know, you watch Given here, you always feel he gives the man taking the kick an awful lot to go out on the other side. It's almost as if he's teasing him to go out at the other side.
Luis Enrique, Barnes, got a steady old job in that central position, John Barnes, tonight. What a strange game it is when John Barnes was shown the door at Liverpool. I could never for a moment have thought that his next big occasion would probably be against Barcelona in such circumstances as this. Figo. Twisting and turning, looking for a yard, finding little Sergi there. Oh, and the first mistake really there, deep in the Newcastle defence, but quickly covered up by Shea Given. Nadal, we have the Reisiger, Asprilla, Luis Enrique, Reisiger, and now Nadal. Salades. Figo. Barton couldn't quite stop the cross coming in, but Beresford's going to make life difficult for Rivaldo. But there's a better space here now for Siric. And it deflected off John Barnes behind for the corner. And another substitution. They're taking off Sonny Anderson and bringing on the Frenchman Dugarry. So Anderson goes. £12.5 million from Monaco. And Christophe Dugarry, the Frenchman, is on. It's a long cross, and it's safely held by Given. Throw out just a little too ambitious, but it'll be a throw to Newcastle. Dugarry, originally with Bordeaux, and then he had a very unsuccessful spell last season with Milan. And then Barcelona paid £3 million for him in the summer. Up goes Asprilla. But he let Nadal have that one. Luis Enrique. Siric. Stopped by Batty. Thomason. Just kept in play, and it's going to be a Newcastle throw. Albert. It's important they don't get too cocky. It's important their discipline and their attention to detail stays at the highest level. 3-0 is good. If you start taking chances, that can very quickly become 3-1 or 3-2 against a side with strikers like these. Zanardi's. Rivaldo. Goodness, he's worked tonight, but he's lost there as David Batty takes it up with some help from Asprilla. Oh, what a great turn by Asprilla! Completely beat Lysica. Still Asprilla, and gets his shot in. Wonderful stuff.
He is
stuff.
He is something else.
What about that first turn?
Wriggles, does a trick. Puts himself at a steep angle here, makes it hard, but still fancies his chances of scoring.
Free kick to Barcelona, just inside the Newcastle half. Luis Enrique with it. Siric. Ooh, he's got it back again from Rivaldo. Figo on the far side. This looks a bit more dangerous. Dugarry was beaten away, though, by the jump of Philippe Albert. Beresford. Thomason. Solari's did his work well.
He'll be a relieved lad when he's Thomason, and with the scoreline as it is after those 2 early chances.
What I was saying after it, Ron, was that he showed his character. He kept showing for the ball. He wasn't for a moment trying to hide in this situation, was he?
Oh yes, he's done extreme. He's worked very, very hard, and you know, he had the contribution of the little threaded ball that led to the penalty.
That's right.
I just wonder though if Kenny would consider bringing Ketspar on a bit now. You know, he's very quick and
he's warming up now.
And you look at the defenders. You know, they look very, very vulnerable when somebody goes at them.
Ketspar warming up, the Georgian. Beresford with the kick.
You know, the tendency would be in a game like this at this stage would be to maybe throw an extra defender in and protect what you've got. But looking at Barcelona, they look as if they're better if you go at them.
Lee with the corner. Albert and Watson up. Thomason, Barnes, and you've guessed it, Asprilla in there too. It's Philippe Albert with a header. But there was a foul and a free kick.
He was climbing. Philippe Albert, he went up a good height, but he did get himself some leverage.
Barnes. Albert. Back to Shea Given. Gillespie's away on the far side. And they get a corner.
Tell you what, Keith Gillespie will draw from this. He's playing against one of the best fullbacks in the world, one of the most experienced, and he's absolutely tearing him apart.
Here's Barnes. Going the little ball into Robert Lee. And that time safely caught by Ruud Hesp.
He had to use all of his height then. He's an enormous goal. He had to use it goal, and I thought Watson was in for another one.
Figo. Sergi. Luis Enrique. Back again. Luis Enrique charged down by Batty. Siric getting it in. Banged away that time by Albert. Come for Barnes again, but Thomason was pushing. And more news from Kosici. After Rivaldo's shot is fisted away well. More news from Kosici. Manchester United now leading by 2-0. The second goal coming from Henningberg. Bicycle. Sergi, a little delicate ball there, play to Rivaldo. And look how quickly those Newcastle defenders pounced on the Brazilian just outside the box there. There's Asprilla. Batty all given away. Careless. And conceding a free kick. There was a careless ball played there by David Batty, and it's now produced this free kick. Rivaldo, De La Peña, and Figo says I might have a go at this as well. Who's it going to be? I'd say it's going to be Figo. Just floated in. Lee, lost it. Figo onto the right foot, and David Batty got his head in the way and put it behind for the corner. Just looking for a little bit of respite now at Newcastle. Sergi, who's been skinned once or twice tonight by Keith Gillespie, as we've seen, and given. Asprilla. Oh, terrific touch. But sadly for him, there's another Barcelona player there. Chilades gets it clear again. Some crisp challenging by Beresford on Sergi. Chilades with the throw. Again it's Sergi. Luis Enrique. Figo tried to turn Barton, but Barton stuck to that job superbly. Conceded the corner. Just feel this is a slightly sticky period for Newcastle, but Barcelona looking much more adventurous and much more dangerous with it. Gillespie got that away. Siric. Plenty are up there. That was charged down by Barton.
He's had a superb game defensively tonight, Barton. Not only in terms of blocking and stopping wide players coming at him, he's also tucked in when the play's been on the other side. He's tucked in as a third centre-back, and he's cleaned one or two dangerous situations out, particularly in the first half.
And Newcastle just can't get the ball out of their own half at the moment.
No, it's one of those where, all right, every team gets its time, and they're having their time now, Barcelona. As you say, important they don't give anything away.
They're waiting for the big defender to get in there. Dugarry with a header.
As if they just hang on to it, Brown. They do know that, A, the leader of the line, Asprilla's got the beating. Anything they get out to him, he'll beat their defence. And Gillespie on the other side with his pace, they've always got that counter.
An injury there for the moment. Can't just see for the moment who that is.
The big man, it's Albert.
It's Philip Albert. Watson got his head to that. Now this will come for Gillespie. Looking around for Asprilla, who's there, but he's threaded a lovely ball through to Thomason and now to Asprilla, but that was asking a little too much.
See, the great thing is when people like Gillespie are running forward, they're leaving their own midfield and their own defence miles behind. That should be an offside decision.
Offside against Dugarry on this side of the field.
What it means is people like Barton and that can say, all right, we don't have to charge forward, we can sit in our defensive positions and we don't lose our shape.
Up goes Asprilla. And Van Gaal's side has had no answer to Supatino here tonight. Dugarry, though. Oh, it's threading a nice ball here for Siric. Go for it.
I'm surprised to see Siric play out in the wide area. I mean, basically, he's a player that likes to play behind the front players. And they've got Luis Enrique that can operate as a wide player. Just wonder whether Van Gaal would consider switching that. But he's very rigid in that he likes two men to pin against the line.
Asprilla with a lovely leap. And Hefs gets it clear. Celades. Up to Dugarry. Rivaldo. Luis Enrique. And now little Sergi. Figo, right on the edge of the box, brought down by Barton.
It's ironic there as well, Figo had lost possession. Batty was just coming to clean the ball out.
Newcastle need to be totally vigilant here. Rivaldo's waiting to poised to go in there and do something dangerous, but again Newcastle get it away. This time Celades, Dugarry with a nice back heel. Siric. Another corner. Taking an awful lot of pressure now, Newcastle. But they're defending with great determination and no little skill. Sergei going to the corner. Waiting for Nadal to come forward. Nadal's now in place. Oh, great save by Given. From Nadal. Nasty bouncing ball. It was on the up and he helped it over. There's another corner taken in this time, and Dugarry was right in there, but this time it's another corner. Newcastle under siege at the moment, defending this 3-goal lead. That's not such a good one. But it'll be another corner. So Sergei has another go. Fourth successive corner. Good save a moment ago by Given, though, the young Irishman. That wasn't a good corner, but it's come out as far as Celades. And Robert Lee just prevented it going for the corner. They still can't get a breather. Sergei. Barcelona's throw, and the referee actually overruled the linesman. The Italian linesman definitely ruled a Barcelona throw. So Beresford takes it. Albert. Batty. Ooh. Out to Barton. Up to Watson again. Beresford. Barnes. Dugarry. Now comes Steve Watson. Now perhaps they can get forward at last. And who better to get the ball forward to than Asprilla. But Reisiger is full of speed. Terrific athlete. And here's Nadal. And now De La Peña. Been very muted so far in this second half. But he's threaded a lovely ball now for Sergei. But in the end, Sergei didn't really do anything worthwhile with it. And had he delayed for a moment, Luis Enrique had made a terrific run for him.
But I mean, that's the first time in over an hour's play, well over an hour's play, that they've actually penetrated past them. I think he's right as well. I think Shea Given did get a touch to that one.
This was the save from Nadal's shot.
Yeah, he hasn't quite caught it properly, but full marks to Shea Given. There's a lot of bodies in front of him, and he's done what he's asked to do.
Inside the last 20 minutes now. Newcastle leading 3-0. If you just joined us, it's a hat-trick for Tino Asprilla. A penalty and 2 flying headers. Out of play. We'll throw to Newcastle. Well, you won't get a smile out of Kenny until it's over. Silic. De La Peña stopped by Watson. He's had a terrific game. Well, they all have, really.
I think you've said, Brian, it's been coming, the amount of pressure they've had. They've managed to nudge that ball back. That's a very clever ball by Figo. It looks as if he may have a shot, and Luis Enrique basically takes it across the line. But to be fair to Barcelona, the last 10 minutes or so, they have been turning up the heat a bit.
And the next 10 minutes are going to be absolutely vital. It's important that Newcastle defend well and try and get this ball more and more into this Barcelona half of the field to give the defence a little bit of respite. Free kick to Barcelona. It's a huge contest. And let me remind you of another huge contest coming up in a fortnight's time, a fortnight tonight. Manchester United against Juventus in the Champions League. That will also be live here on ITV. It's a fortnight tonight. Make a date for that one. De La Peña. Albert. Barnes right back helping out. Figo. Charged down by Lee. Luis Enrique knocking it wide, but inaccurately. Silic couldn't get a hold of it. Newcastle get a throw. Knocked on that time by Thomason. Asprilla trying to make something of it. Thomason's in there too. No foul, said the referee. De La Peña tries to get there. It's challenged firmly by Gillespie. Nadal. Figo. Oh, that's a lovely turn again. And a great save by Shea Given from Rivaldo. Sergei. De La Peña. Batty. Up to Asprilla. Respite at last for that Newcastle defence. Thomason's made a little break for him. Asprilla surrounded by Barcelona players though. And in the end wins a free kick.
Nowhere else to go. He'd done all his tricks, so he decides he's not going to surrender the ball. We talked about how clever he was getting the penalty. I think he's just got himself a free kick there.
I get the feeling Barcelona feel they can get back into this game, you know.
I was watching there as he broke their spree, you know. Some of the Newcastle players were absolutely treading water trying to get up in support of him. Noticeable as well, Gillespie. They need some magic here from either Barnsley or Esprit here to give them some extra breathing space.
Italian referee making sure they're back full 10 yards. It's Aspria, but it's too high. Aspria. Another goal kick. Substitutions being made. Darren Peacock coming on. His first game of the season after a long spell with injury. Who's coming off? Thomason. Yes, Thomason's coming off. So the forward's gone off. The defenders come on. And Newcastle are looking just to make sure they don't ship any more water. Great reception for Peacock. He's had real tough luck with injuries. Bolsters that defence a little bit more, doesn't it, Ron?
Yeah, it invites, what it does do, it invites Barcelona onto them a little bit more, well, even more so, but they've been virtually...
Here comes danger again. Siric played inside. Rivaldo, a great save. But the flag was up. The flag was up in any case. But a terrific save nonetheless by Shea Given.
I mean, he set him up there. Rivaldo struck it fine, and a little deflection as well.
There was
on the
a
way.
deflection, yeah.
And that is, as you say, a very good save. Albeit not necessary, but he didn't know that at the time.
But it also illustrates how Barcelona are up for it and believing that they can still save this game.
Oh yeah, no, as I think the tactical formation now is Kenny's once again said, right, we've got to hang on by hook or by crook. What he does do, he surrenders a lot of space to the Barcelona full wide defenders, if you like, to come forward and build pressure. I sometimes wonder, Brian, if you're better off saying, all right, we'll play one up the middle and stick two wide players to try and pin them back a little bit.
Aspria trying to find Gillespie there. Gillespie just couldn't get to it. Sergei was still full of running and did. I think they're going to make another substitution in a moment. Ketspires coming on, talking about how full of running Sergei is. Well, he's made all that ground up there. Rivaldo. Could be problems here. And somehow Newcastle get away with it. Albert plays it straight to De La Peña. Stabs the ball through there. And gives away a free kick right on the edge of the box. So there could be real big problems here for Newcastle now. A 3-0 lead has become 3-1. Now, will Rivaldo bring it back to 3-2? Warren Barton's at one post, 2, 4, 6 in the wall, and Rivaldo poised on just outside the 18-yard line with this crucial free kick for Barcelona. It's against the crossbar. Sergei. Cross coming in again. Dugarry tried to get on the end of it, and in the end, I think it was Beresford who got it away, hammered it away anywhere, just to give them a breather.
Well, before the free kick, you had the cat and mouse with Barton and the forwards trying to play who's going to be offside, but they're going to stand on the line. And then this fellow lashed in a great shot.
Peacock gets that away. Aspria back to help out. It's all hands to the pump now. Riesica. Aspria. Barnes. Oh, a great ball by Barnes. Go on, get after that. But just look at Nadal, how quickly he got across. Substitution being made, and it's John Barnes who's coming off as we see the replay of the free kick by Ronaldo. Struck the Newcastle crossbar. Gets fire now. John Barnes has gone. Barnes has done a good job tonight. Ketspire is there with fresh legs. Gillespie couldn't get to that. Saladis playing it wide again. Knocked on again for little Sergei. Played in quickly into that space behind the defenders. And all Beresford could do was to put it behind for the corner. It's been a terrific, to be fair, a terrific second-half performance by Barcelona. Going 3-0 down, but then finding the spirit to come back and get a goal back and to harass Newcastle the way they are. There's the cross coming in and knocked off the line by Batty. A free kick to Newcastle. Respite at last.
Oh yeah, they'll have restored an awful lot of their pride, because before they looked very, very ordinary. But you know, the last half hour of this, I mean, that's a good downward header. He thought he'd scored then, but Batty's there. That's why he's put on that station, to make sure that that little glance doesn't go in.
Dugarry's header.
I think a lot of it's turned around since he actually came on. You know, Dugarry. Anderson was very disappointing, but Dugarry has put himself about a bit. He's shown himself to lead the line.
Ketspire with a header. Nadal gets it back to his keeper, Hesp. Albert concedes a free kick. More pressure on Newcastle. Another free kick for Barcelona, taken by Rivaldo, who's found De La Peña. Saric, De La Peña. Saladis. Claim a handball. How the referee could have seen that, I'll never know. Yeah. Gillespie had his back to him. The linesman certainly didn't flag. Figo. Now Ketspire. Wants to run with it. And he's doing just that. The crowd are enjoying this. They can breathe again as well now. Oh, but he's given it away to De La Peña. Wants to get it back again, and does. Ronaldo. It's riveting stuff, because you still have this feeling that Barcelona are in this game. Sergei. De La Peña. Gets it back again from Rivaldo. Tries to get him back again. And Philip Albert read that superbly. And then, more than that, has found a wonderful ball for Asprilla. But he's got nobody else in that half of the field to support him. Asprilla! Charged down in the end by Reisiger. This is amazing stuff.
That was incredible. Not another Newcastle player within 50 yards of him then.
Sergei, just over 5 minutes left now. Oh, he wants Shea Given to come out, and he hesitated for a moment. De La Peña. Nadal. The crowd are cheering to get behind Newcastle now, but Rivaldo's in there, but Watson gets it away.
Must have been the last half an hour's restored my belief that they are a decent side. I thought they were a very, very ordinary side prior to this last spell, but they're playing with something now.
Siric. And in goes Batty. Yes, it's something to come back from 3-0 down to put on this sort of performance. Still 3-1, they've still got an awful lot to do. Beresford gets it forward towards Asprilla. It's a Barcelona throw. It is, as the old-time writers used to put it, one-way traffic now. It's all going Barcelona's way. De La Peña at the hub of so much of it. But he didn't get a very good ball back from Dugarry then, and so it's Gillespie. Still with Gillespie. Asprilla's in the middle, but Gillespie decided this time he tried himself.
I know it's difficult because the pressure's coming against it, but you just wish the lad could stay up the field all the while like this. He is like an express train tonight when he gets flying.
That's surely offside. Oh, emergency and very, very effective action from Shea Given. Rivaldo looked offside to me. The flag had stayed down, to be fair. Reisiger. A terrific game last night between Celtic and Liverpool, and one tonight really that's matched it here at St James's Park. Two blissful nights of European football, and still plenty more to come this season, you can be sure. Saladis. Reisiger. Hit long towards Dugarry. The big Frenchman wins it in the air. Just don't want those celebrations to be a little too premature. Sergei. But they got plenty to shout about, that's true. De La Peña stabbing a little ball through again. But now Ketspire. Up to Asprilla. Oh, on he goes again. Ketspire. Asprilla also has taken up a good move. Ketspire spotted him but couldn't quite find him. Blocked by the huge form of Nadal.
Stays like this, Bry, obviously the Newcastle.
Well, here's Dugarry being chased by Watson. It's a corner given. Sorry.
So obviously the Newcastle leader is going to take all the plaudits for his hat-trick, but his general play's been brilliant.
Yes.
He's worked hard, he's been the target man. He's shown that he's played for the team tonight tremendously well.
Well, another little pressure point here now for Newcastle United. This corner comes swinging in towards Nadal, gets it down, and off balance. Warren Barton gets it away, but it's another corner. Just over 2 minutes left. You can imagine what a finale we'd have if they score from this corner. So we're going to get that finale.
I mean, the lad's come out here given, he's got all of it, he's had a stroke of luck, and Barton can only knock it into the path of Figo, slams. On a luckier night, that would have hit a defender on the way out and been blocked. But he's gone through an absolute forest of defenders there.
But Figo has scored. 3-0 has become 3-2, and there's still a few seconds left. On my watch, you can see it yourself there. We've just over a minute left. It's important that Newcastle somehow stay secure. These are going to be nail-biting minutes now. Barton underneath this one, letting it go. Experience telling there. He won't rush for it. In fact, Figo's going to run to get the ball for Warren Barton. But the referee will add time on. He won't get away with it. And these are crucial times. Robert Lee. Can Barcelona possibly get a third? Will Newcastle hold on for this famous victory? Back it goes. Yes, here's Reisiger. Newcastle fans frantically whistling for the final one. That won't happen yet. Robert Lee, just get the ball away, and they have. They've got it to Asprilla, but that time his touch let him down. Ooh, problems here as well. Rivaldo. Everybody in Newcastle getting back. Oh, and Dugarry missed a real golden chance to make it 3-3, and he knows it. That was a great opportunity.
Well, you'd bet your life on this. He's risen up, he's got all the goal to go at. Unfortunately for Newcastle, he's headed it wide.
Oh, this is one of the most amazing European nights I've been to, I must say.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And to their credit, Barcelona have played a massive part in this second half.
Newcastle fans just want to hear that final whistle. They've had so much to cheer. They want Ketspire just to take that ball down to the corner flag. But he hasn't done it. Probably keep possession now. Albert, keep possession now. Batty, down that line. Beresford wants to get down there. Asprilla, just keep possession. Asprilla, that's a free kick. That's a little bit of respite. As you can see, we played a minute and a quarter of time added on. With one last heave, Newcastle will be there. But had Barcelona still got one last trick to play. It's with Asprilla. I think Beresford told him to go down in the corner. It's another free kick. The crowd just for a moment was silenced, thinking that was the last whistle, but it wasn't. It's another free kick to Newcastle. Coming up to 2 minutes of time added on. It's with Asprilla, jinking and bobbing and weaving and eating up a few more seconds, hoping he might get another free kick. Knocks it back to Beresford.
They were all fantastic, really. Every single one of them are heroes, so as I say, but Tino Berra won rightly so it gets the headlines, but every single one of them are equally important as each other to us, and that's the most important thing. The fans have come along, and the chairman's announced a retirement Monday, so that's for him.
And you can afford to smile tonight. Well done, Kenny.
Oh, smile, Gary.
It was an amazing performance for different reasons with Asprilla tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what Tina's like. You know, he plays up front by himself for Colombia, put him up there by himself, give him the ball and say get on with it, and today he produced for us, yeah.
Did you get the feeling out on the pitch at 3-0 that the Barcelona team were in a state of shock at that scoreline?
Yes, but they still played in the same way. You know, they just keep playing the ball around, passing the ball around, trying to create, and got a little bit here when it gave back to 3-2. But all of Van Gaal's teams are going to play in exactly the same way right down to the last minute. They were never going to be hurried. But, you know, as I said, it was a great performance and a great result.
Robert, what was the finish of that match like for you?
The last couple of minutes were the longest probably I've experienced in football. We were cruising at 3-0, and then they showed what a good team they are. I mean, we just couldn't get out of our half in the second half. I think we got out once, we scored. But they're one of the best teams in Europe, so to get a good result like that against them, we're very, very pleased.